Hi, I'm Tara. This unit, we're talking about how to effectively conduct a food safety inspection. The key thing to remember is that while we should definitely make use of an inspection guide, such as the AFSA one, the most important thing in protecting the public against foodborne illness is that food handlers really understand food safety. Knowledge is far more important than ticking boxes on a sheet. Let's talk to Dr. Michael Taylor and find out more. What sorts of things do you look for when you undertake a food safety inspection?
So today we'll be conducting an inspection of a food premises using the Australian Food Safety Assessment Sheet, which guides you through looking at things such as how the food is received, how it's stored, and then how it's processed. But most importantly, we'll be talking with the actual food handlers to make sure they understand their role, and then providing them with any information that they might need. And of course, if we do see any non-compliances, we have the power to expiate. So we'll be specifically looking for certain things, such as the cleanliness of the premises and of the equipment. We'll be making sure that food is stored appropriately, so meat stored underneath things that aren't going to be cooked, like salad greens or cooked rice. We'll be making sure that food that's being stored is covered appropriately, and we'll be making sure that there's a separate hand washing basin with hot water and hand soap.
What are potentially hazardous foods?
Potentially hazardous foods are any foods that need to be stored below a certain temperature to minimise the growth of any food poisoning bacteria or the production of toxins. So that can include raw and cooked meat, dairy products, small goods, cooked pasta and rice, for example. For a full definition of what this would include, we would refer to the Food Standards Code. A good place to start would be to talk to the chef about the storage of potentially hazardous foods to gauge their understanding of food safety. We could also talk to them about the temperature at which different foods are stored and the processes they undertake to minimise cross-contamination. So how do you know the food's at the right temperature?
We've got various methods. Obviously we've got refrigeration, and we monitor the refrigeration. So, for instance, just looking at the fridge temperatures like that. We also then record fridge temperatures as well, using the laser thermometer. And then for checking core temperatures of meats and things, we use a probe thermometer as well. Those are the three main ways, I suppose. Yeah.
John, can you explain how you deal with cross-contamination?
Well, in various ways. We have different areas of the kitchen for different processes. So, for instance, over there is where we do our chicken cutting, things like that. The other side of the kitchen is for pastry work, things like that. We also use chopping boards. We have green for vegetables and raw vegetables and things. We use the blue chopping board for fish, and then the red board for red meats, and the yellow board is for raw chicken. We also have a procedure that all our staff are signed off on, and that they understand what all the chopping boards are for, which is up on the fridge there, as you can see. And also all our washing up staff understand how to sanitize the boards after they've washed them, etc.
So I can see you have a hand washing station set up here. Yep. Can you explain how it works?
This one is knee operated, so just press with your thigh or knee. We have some hand soap here. Obviously wash your hands, and then with paper towels to dry hands, and a handy bin. The water's also temperature controlled, so it's always coming out at the right temperature, not too hot, not too cold. And it's also located fairly centrally in the kitchen, so everybody has access to it.
While the inspection of the physical properties of the kitchen and the location is important for hygiene and management of risk, I think also you've got to understand that you have an educational and supportive role with the food handlers within the kitchen, and that you should be supporting their improved knowledge and attitudes to food handling. And that's an important aspect of both the inspection and the profession generally.
So as you can see, food safety inspections are about inspecting the physical aspects of food premises, but also about talking to and getting to know the food handlers in your local government area.